So the name itself tells you Adam's equity. The name itself, there should be an equality. That is, some equality should be there when you are judging with some of the coordinators and some of the employees in your organization. That is known as equity theory. Okay, so individual equity is defined as a ratio between individual's job inputs such as efforts of a person, skill, his experience, education, and seniority to the job rewards such as according to his experience he's getting pay or not, according to his skills he's getting the pay, according to his experience he's getting the promotions, whatever the effort the particular person is doing in the company, based on that efforts whether he is being paid properly or not, whether he is being given the promotions properly or not, that is known as equity. Okay, so this equity is very, very important. So equity is a ratio between the effort, whatever the effort of a person to his pay, whatever he is getting. That is known as a equity theory. It is believed that individuals' motivation, performance, and satisfaction will depend on his or her subjective evaluation of his or her effort reward ratio. This is what mainly the individual's motivation or performance depends upon this ratio. That is what effort divided by the pay or skill divided by pay, experience divided by pay. Okay, and effort by reward ratio of others in the similar situation. This is what they will compete. That is one effort of one individual divided by his promotion to the effort of another individual by another by his promotion. So that is known as equity. So whether the person one, for example, there is one employee one is getting particular pay according to his skill and he is getting the pay, and then employee two is getting the skill and according to his skill he is getting the pay. So these two persons relations can also be compared. Individual motivation, this person is having highest experience, he may get more salary. This person is having less experience, he may get less salary. Like this, there will be an equity theory compared between two employees in an organization. That is known as Adams equity theory. This is what he is giving. Okay, the next one is Skinner's behavior modification theory. This theory developed by research known as B.F. Skinner. He was the one who developed this theory. Theory is believed and based on behavior of past circumstances which they have learnt the certain behaviors associated with pleasant outcomes and certain other behaviors are associated with unpleasant outcomes. What are these pleasant outcomes and what are these unpleasant outcomes? That is, according to Skinner, this modification theory is also like a behavior of a past circumstances. That is, whether mainly here also they are checking the behavior of a one employee with the behavior of an another employees. That is known as this one. So what is this? The praise or rewards or negative enforcement. Mainly theory is believed and based on the behavior of a past circumstances which they have learned that the certain behaviors associated with past circumstances, that is behavior of the past circumstances, how they have learned, okay, how much they have learned based on the behavior of the past circumstances, that is past circumstances which they have learned that the certain behaviors associated with pleasant outcomes and certain behaviors are associated with unpleasant. Mainly Skinner tells about the behavior of a particular employee, and this behavior mainly depends upon the two types, that is one is pleasant outcome and next one is unpleasant outcome. That is, pleasant means, for example, he is getting a good pay according to his experience, or the person is not getting a good pay according to his experience. That is known as unpleasant. So for example, obedience to authority leads to praise and disobedience leads to punishment. This is what the first one is example of pleasant, the second one is an example of unpleasant. So like this, so whatever the Skinner is telling, that is mainly you can evaluate the person modification or you can evaluate the person behavior based on the mainly his experience, that is how he is behaving in a company according to the past circumstances and compared to the present circumstances, how he is behaving now. That is known as Skinner's behavior modification theory. Mainly these all theories help to see the behavior of an employee present in an organization, whatever the theory we have studied, like Victor, Rooms, Skinner's, and whatever the now this thing, the fifth one. These all depends upon the mainly behavior. Okay, so mainly behavior according to Skinner depends on a two types, that is pleasant and unpleasant. The consequences that increase the frequency of a behavior increases the frequency of a behavior or positive reinforcement. These are positive reinforcers, that is consequences like praise or monetary rewards or negative enforcement. All this depends upon the behavior of a person who is working in the organization, because when you are good to an organization, when you are working properly for an organization, you'll get a good praisings and you'll get a good rewards for that organization. If you are not working properly, anyways you will get a negative enforcement. That is, what is negative enforcement? A manager requiring all subordinates to attend early morning meeting, performance falls below a certain level of organization. This is not negative. So there will be two types, that is two consequences are there. One is positive enforcement and second one is negative enforcement. So positive enforcement is like praise or monetary rewards, you will get praising and monetary rewards. Negative enforcement means, like for example, manager will be there, he requires all his subordinates to attend the meetings at the time whatever he tells. Some people will not be able to attend the meeting, he will get a negative reward based on him, he will get a negative feedback based on him, like that. So all these consequences mainly affect the behavior of a person who is working in the employee. So that depends like on pleasant and unpleasant one. Negatives of the above theory proposed avoids concern for the inner motivation of individual. That is what Skinner is telling. Because if negativities are there, obviously it will affect the in motivation of an individual. If negativity, for example, I being a manager, I will not motivate you people, and I always be degrading a person who is working in an organization. What happens then? His motivation will always be degraded. That is what he's telling. So avoid concern for inner motivation of the people. Skinner, that is behavior motivation theory, is criticized for two reasons. This, he is telling whatever he, according to him, he is telling two things. One should be pleasant and one is unpleasant conditions. You can see the behavior of a person and you can measure the behavior. But other scientists who were there, they told it cannot be accepted for two reasons. That is what, look here, overemphasis of extrinsic rewards ignores the fact that people are better motivated by intrinsic rewards. Theory is unethical. No manager has a right to manipulate and control his employees' life behavior. This is a very, very important thing. But he is telling a manager who is working in an organization, he can make unpleasant reviews and he can give negative rewards to the employee and all. But according to other scientists, they are telling manager has no right to manipulate and control the behaviors employees. These are the two disadvantages of Skinner's modification theory. First one is emphasis of extrinsic reward ignores the fact that people are better motivated by intrinsic. Extrinsic, you have already intrinsic and extrinsic. Extrinsic means you are very good to one person in an organization, you will get good hikes and everything from that person. That is indirect way you will be going into the organization. Intrinsic means based on your skill, based on your recognition, you will be getting the good pay or gross pay of the company. That is what. So according to the other scientists, they are telling these are the two disadvantages of Skinner behavior theory. So these are the important theories whatever we have according to the scientists. That is 6 theories are there. So very, very important theories. Okay. So now we will go to the next important topic, communication. What is this communication? The normal English term tells you communication means exchanging our ideas between two people. That is talking. When two people are talking, that is known as communication. So here also the same thing, means exchanging of options, facts, ideas, emotions by two or more person. That is known as communication. This is the definition of communication. Very, very important. Exchange of opinion, facts. Sum of all things what one does to create an understanding in mind of others. This is also next definition of communication. That is, I am communicating with you people. Now I am communicating with you people in such a way that through online mode I am communicating you and I am able to telling you that whatever I am understanding, I am telling you to, you people, so that I am telling the